a black male wrongly jailed for a month, set to now get $550,000, over $500,000. Put it up full mass. Defunding the police by way of the police. Okay, all right. Put it up full mass. So the city of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, will pay out $550,000 to settle a lawsuit with a homeless male over a false arrest and jailing for crimes he never committed. Last week, the ACLU of Rhode Island announced that Mr. Mack Blackie, twice arrested and detained for breaking and entering into an apartment, had been purposefully misidentified by police. They did it intentionally, according to the allegation. He spent more time in jail because he could not afford the $100 cash bond on a $1,000 bail fee. August 2022. The Woonsocket apartment of William Grover and Veronica Higbee was broken into. Grover told an investigating police officer that the individual who entered his home was known to him as Black, and that if he saw him again, he would be able to identify him, according to the lawsuit filed in U.S. District Court in Rhode Island, October 2024, and also obtained by Atlanta Black Star. A week later, then Detective Timothy Hammond, a 15-year veteran of the Woonsocket Police, followed up, asking Grover multiple times if Mr. Mack Blackie was the perpetrator. Grover, who knew both Blackie and Black from the neighborhood, explicitly stated it was not Blackie, a Liberian, and described the differences in physical characteristics between the two men. Blackie was shorter, huskier, and had better teeth than Black, Grover told the officer. Officer Hammond then failed to schedule a promised photo lineup so Grover would be able to identify Black, the lawsuit says. Instead, Hammond falsely wrote in his witness statement that Grover positively identified the suspect male as being Mack Blackie. The complaint continued. He also later falsely stated in his application for an arrest warrant that Grover told another Woonsocket police officer that Blackie broke into the apartment. Now, the reason why these elements are important is because one can be considered a typo or a mistake. When you do it multiple times and then you involve individuals who were not involved, you see an actual intentional manipulation of the facts. Okay, that's why that part is important. So Blackie was unemployed due to the pandemic and on his way to receive a free meal when he was in fact arrested in August 2022. He was hospitalized for alcohol withdrawal and later released a few months later. He was rearrested and charged for breaking and entering, which he didn't do. Let's go to 2023. At a pretrial conference for the criminal case, Grover and Higbee saw Blackie in the courthouse hallway. They immediately realized Woonsocket police had arrested the wrong man. Quote, "That's not him," Higbee said after spotting Blackie. Then turned to him and said, "I am so sorry, honey. I am so sorry. This was never you," end quote. The couple informed the prosecutor, and the charges against Mr. Blackie were, in fact, dropped that same day. Let's put up the cop. Rhode Island finest, right there. Hammond was suspended for 10 days and demoted to patrol officer, though he remains active on the force. Keep his picture up. Here's the issue. And I'm talking to the citizens of Rhode Island. We have significant context that this individual, this officer, whom serves you, intentionally manipulated facts, put it in the official record. Now, in every jurisdiction I'm familiar with, you can be charged with violation of oath of office for these things because they take an oath not to do this. He gets demoted. Okay. That is under the assumption that this is his first time doing it. And let me remind you that not only did he aggressively misrepresent the facts, he affixed charges on an individual who should have never been charged. He is defunding your police department by proxy, the taxpayers, by $550,000 as cop. And he lied on another police officer claiming that it was also told to this cop as well. I mean, it's a lot of violations here just to get a demotion is my point. You all deserve better. The lawsuit filed against Hammond and the City of Woonsocket argued that the actions against Mr. Blackie violated his constitutional right to be free from unreasonable search and seizure and constituted false arrest and false imprisonment and also malicious prosecution. The City of Woonsocket denied that it or Hammond violated Blackie's constitutional rights in its answer to its lawsuit and now admits no liability regarding the arrest or treatment of Blackie in the settlement. That's just part of the course for a settlement. The release states that, quote, payments and settlements in compromise are made to terminate further controversy respecting all claims for damages heretofore asserted or that may be asserted by Blackie because of said incident. Give Mr. Blackie his mother money. That's it. Just give him his money. All right. Obviously, you don't have to admit the wrongdoing. The record does. The record admits the wrongdoing. The fact that you're giving him the money and said, but there's no wrongdoing, and you get to demote the cop and keep him, that's no win. There is no win for your administration. There's no win between cop and community. There's no win for the citizens of Rhode Island, and there's definitely no win for the other individuals he may have done this to. It's no win anywhere. All right, dear brother, thoughts here.
I'm starting to wonder if it's a requirement that all police officers just have to wear those sunglasses whenever they take the mandatory photo from their car. I mean, this story does feel pretty good compared to some of the others that we've covered. I think that just knowing that there's some level of justice, seeing the story about how this guy's life actually is, I think, turned around quite a bit since this all happened. He was originally, I believe, while he was incarcerated, suffering from alcohol withdrawal. He's now been sober for like several years. So all of that seems to be taking a horrible situation and at least making it a little bit better. I do wonder what's going through the mind of the police officer there, especially when you have two names that sound similar, but you also have an opportunity to just do a lineup and just figure out who the person was and let the people who seem to be well-intentioned point out the person rather than just filling it out on a piece of paperwork and calling it a day. I think that there's an element of laziness in addition to the racism that's going on here. And of course, you're going to see the same thing over and over again where the police department says, here's your little tap on the wrist. I don't think this guy should really be a traffic cop either, to be quite frank with you. I think this guy should probably not be in law enforcement at all. But at least it's something, I guess.
And you have to conclude the cop is either negligent or malicious. And regardless of that conclusion, the outcome for the community can be the exact same. And that's the point of having people in public service who actually adhere to the public accountability standard.